Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining in. And today's topic is what is ReactJS, what are the features of ReactJS, and how to install and create a simple ReactJS application. Along with that, we're gonna cover what are the different concepts you should be aware of before starting to learn ReactJS, and what are the different ways we can use to create a React application. Okay, so these things we're gonna cover in this video. So let's get started. Okay, right. So, what is ReactJS? ReactJS is nothing but it's an open source JavaScript library which is used to build user interfaces, the dynamic user interfaces, we can say that. Okay, right. It's a JavaScript library which is used to build the complex UI interfaces. Okay. Yeah, who developed React.js? So React was developed by Jordan Walk. So he's a software engineer at Meta. Previously it was Facebook, and initially he developed a prototype called Fact.js. Okay, so initially the React.js was implemented in the Facebook newsfeed. Okay, so at the earlier the users were facing some difficulties while using the Facebook application, that is newsfeed, and messages were not interacting properly. Okay, so that's why they developed React.js for Facebook. So initially it was installed in the Facebook. Later on it was implemented in the features of React implemented in the Instagram also. Okay, and in May 2013, so at a JS JavaScript conference, okay, so the React.js made officially open source the public, the general public. Okay, that is the history behind React.js, and he's the person responsible for that. That is Jordan Walk. Okay, and what are the benefits of React.js? Okay, so these are the different benefits we can make use of while developing applications using React. It is a component-based architecture, the virtual DOM, and data binding. Component-based architecture. So here, while developing the application in React, we divide the entire layout into different set of reusable components. Okay, every component is a piece of reusable code. And coming to the virtual DOM, so here we use virtual DOM. Okay, it is much faster and flexible when you compare it to the real DOM, and this virtual DOM help us to update the dynamic content without re-rendering or refreshing the page. Okay, the next thing is data binding. Here React follows a unidirectional data flow, that is data flows from the parent to the child. Okay, that is unidirectional data flow. These are the major benefits of using React.js applications. Okay, and yes, there are few cons of React.js. The first con that I have noticed is the poor documentation. Okay, so when any developer who wants to learn React.js, when he visits the official website, the documentation is very poor. It is not very clear. Okay, where to start, how to install, what are the features, and what are the syllabus. So this kind of things are pretty much stuck in the documentation. So yeah, the documentation is very poor, and as React.js is only a library, not an entire framework, so most of the features, if you want to make use of it, you have to use the third-party libraries or modules you have to install and use them, because React.js is not a complete framework, it's just a library of JavaScript. Okay, yeah, these are the few cons of React.js. Okay, so what should you know? The prerequisites to learn React.js. Okay, so before learning React.js, we should learn these basics, that is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML is mainly useful for define the structure of the page, web page, and CSS is for styling. JavaScript is for to add the dynamic content in your website. So these three basics you should be aware of. For HTML, the basic tags, how to create a form, the table, okay, the markup tags, these things you should be aware of. For CSS, display flags, display grid, pseudo elements, pseudo classes, these things, how to link your CSS files in different ways, sectional CSS, this basic things. Coming to JavaScript, okay, so yeah, there are some basic JavaScript you should be aware of. After learning the basics of JavaScript, there are some advanced concepts also you should be aware of. Okay, so as React.js is a library of JavaScript, it is heavily dependent on the functionalities of JavaScript. So there are some important functions you should be learning, or you should be aware of JavaScript before starting learning React.js. What are those? The first one is functions, declarations, and arrow functions. What is meant by function? How to create different functions, different types of functions in JavaScript, and what is meant by arrow functions. And short conditions, conditional operators, ternary operators, shorthands, these things. After that, what is meant by an array and what are the different methods of array. So there are n number of methods of to manipulate the data inside an array. Among them, these three methods are regularly used in ReactJS, that is map, filter, and reduce, followed by the objects. So what is meant by object? Properties, property shorthand, destructuring a property, the spread operator, yeah. And the fifth one, actually it's the fifth one, I have written sixth one, that is promises. Okay, you should learn what is meant by asynchronous programming and how to fetch the API data in different ways in JavaScript by using promises, async await, fetch API. Okay, so these are the different JavaScript concepts we should be mastering before entering to React.js. Okay, so as React.js is a library of JavaScript only, if you're able to master or maybe know the basics of these concepts, then your journey of learning React.js becomes very easy. If not, it becomes very difficult. Trust me. Okay. After that, to create a React application, we need a few tools. To set up the React environment, you should be knowing the few tools, that is Node.js, VS Code, the Chrome browser, and the Git Bash. Okay, so Node.js, you have to install the Node.js latest version and go to the website nodejs.org, and if you go to the downloads, we have package manager, pre-built installer. Okay, if you click on pre-built installer, if you're using the Windows, go to the Windows. Okay, and you have two versions here, LTS. Okay, click on the version LTS, long-term support. Okay, download the file and double click next, I agree, default installation. Okay, Node will be installed on your systems. So second one is a VS Code. So in most of my programming journey, mostly I use VS Code. At initial stages, I have used a Sublime Text. So after that, I shifted to VS Code because of its many features and simplicity. Next, Chrome browser. Yes, for React applications, it is heavily advisable that use Chrome only, because the Chrome has inbuilt developer tools which we can help us to to diagnose and debug the React applications. Okay. After that, we have Git Bash. Okay, so yes, you can use the default command terminal. Okay, okay, but if you make use of the Git Bash, it gives an interface like Linux, which help us to write the comments more easily. Okay, right. So here Node.js we have to install. Okay, Node.js is nothing but it's a Java. It's a Node.js is like a JavaScript environment, guys. Okay, so includes it. So installing Node.js will also give you npm. So after installing Node.js, the Node.js software in your system, it provides you with npm, that is Node Package Manager. With the help of npm only, we are going to create the React applications. Okay. So after that, install and set up Git. Okay, not GitHub, it's Git. Okay. So next, I agree, install. So it will be installed. After installing Git Bash will be installed. Yes, how to create React application? Yes, there are different ways which we can use to create React applications. Okay, so the default and the basic one is CRA, that is create React app. Okay, after that we have the Vite, also the package manager which we use to create JavaScript applications. We can use Vite, we can use Remix, Next.js also. So there are different ways which we can use to create React application. In this video especially, I'm going to use the CRA, that is create React app. In the upcoming videos, maybe I will use a Vite or Next.js also. Okay, right. So let's create a simple React application. Okay, so let's go to my folder and insert the YT. Open my terminal here. Currently, I'm using the basic terminal. In the following videos, I will use the Git Bash. Okay. So the command is very simple. We have to, first of all, let's check the node version. So node -b. Currently it is 20.11. Okay. After checking the node version, check the npm version. So with the help of this npm only, we are going to create React application. So npm gives us npx, node package executioner. Okay, which will execute our React application. So command is npx create React app. So create React app is an utility which we use to create React applications, followed with a React application name. So here the application name I will give as a demo app. Okay, right, hit enter. See, one thing you need to observe is and keep in mind that whenever you're creating a React application, the application name should always be a lowercase. Don't give uppercase. Okay. So creating React application with the CRA, that is create React app, will take some time. Meanwhile, we will look at the React documentation. So let's go to the React website, React Hotel, current is 18.3.1. Okay. So click on learn React. Okay. So as I said, React documentation is one of the cons of React.js. Okay, the documentation is not that great. It's somewhat poor. Okay, so if you click on Kickstart, it is directly giving us the components, creating a nesting components. Okay, and this component. So a developer or a user who is not familiar with this component architecture may get confused, right? Okay, so that's why it is a simple, right, complex thing. First of all, after visiting the React documentation, don't directly go to Quick Start. First, click on installation. Okay, and in installation also they are giving you a sandbox which you can play with without installing the React application, right? Okay, so first of all, click on how to start a React project. Okay, so it will guide us to this over here. It is saying there are different ways. So we are using Next.js, Remix, Gatsby, X. Okay, for native apps. Okay, right. So as I said, there are different ways we can use to recreate the app application. Okay, right. So currently we are using the basic CRA, that is create react app. In the upcoming videos I will use a Vite or Parser. Mostly I will use a Vite only. Okay, right. So let's see. uh, Maybe yes, our application has been created successfully. Okay, once the in the command line terminal, if it says happy hacking and like this, it will say npm start provide you the scripts, then your React application is successfully created. Okay, so let's go into our application and open the application in VS Code. Okay, before going to the folder structure, let's start our server first. Okay, so in order to start our server, they are providing the a simple script called npm start that starts the development server. Okay, so we need to navigate to the folder cd space demo app. Inside that, we need to execute the script that is npm start. Okay, our development server will be started. Okay, so previously I have run the application. Okay, simple React application. So that's why it is asking us to run this application on a different port. Generally, the React application will run on the port 3000 in the local host. Okay, right. So our React application is created successfully. Now I want to render simple hello developer instead of this. Okay, so let's go to the source. And in the app.js, I will try to remove the code between the header. This code. And this header also I want to remove. I don't want this. Simply this. I don't want the logo also. Right. A simple function with a function name called app as a division with a class name called app. Here I'm simply trying to render hello developer. Save it, go to the browser and see hello developer has been printed. Okay, that is nice. Now if you look at the code over here, okay, it is simply a JavaScript function, and this JavaScript function is returning a HTML like code. This is a JSX. Okay, JSX is nothing but a JavaScript syntax extension. That means we can include the HTML code inside the JavaScript. Okay, so React uses JSX. So this is the syntax of JSX, where a JavaScript function will return some HTML code. Okay, right. So now let's understand the folder structure over here. So we have a node modules. These are the different dependencies. With the help of this only, we are creating and running the React application. Okay, we are not going to touch them. After that, the two main important folders are public and source. Public also 90% of the time we are not going to touch, because in public we have only one HTML file. Whatever the size of your React application, you will have only one HTML file with a div and ID is root. Because as React is a single React used to build SPS, that is single page applications. Here we have only one HTML element. Inside this HTML element only you are going to add all your components data inside it. Okay. So let's close the public folder. If you go to the source folder, I will delete the unnecessary files, that is testing, logo, okay, and app.txt. These things I will remove. I don't want the CSS also. I want to delete them. Currently I don't want CSS also. Let's delete them. And index.css I don't want to delete. I want to delete. Okay. So I have only two files, that is app.js and index.js. Okay. Let's remove this report web vitals also. From here I'm removing this. Right. Currently we have only two files, that is app.js and index.js. Okay. App.js is like container component. It's like acts as a container for all your components that you have developed. Okay. So React is made up of components, guys. So the application you build is a set of or group of components. Those components are stored in a parent component. Okay. It acts like a container or the parent container for all your components. The next one is index.js. So index.js acts as an entry point for your application. So it fetches the HTML file with the the ID called root. From there it is fetching the HTML file, and inside that HTML file it is going to render the container. Whatever things you are developing inside the container, those things are going to insert by this index.js file inside the HTML file. Okay. So once you start developing the React application, you will get used to it. Okay. Don't go into deeper into this. Just simply remember that the two important files for React application is app.js and index.js. App.js is a container for your components. Index.js is an entry point for application. That's it. And inside that, this app should be rendered. Okay, close this. And inside the app.js, you simply have a function that is returning some HTML codes, JSX. Okay. And after the source folder, we have gitignore. Gitignore file is nothing but inside this file, we place the components or the source code or the file names which we do not want to push the cloud. Okay. Whenever pushing this application's code to the cloud, like GitHub, okay, you don't want some of the files to be pushed, like node modules. Okay. So those files should be included over here. After that we have package.json. So this package.json will list all the dependencies for your React application to run. Okay, whatever the libraries, the third-party libraries, the modules that you install in this React application, those will be listed over here. Currently we have only React DOM, React and React scripts. Okay, and the scripts: start, build, test and eject. Start is used to start the development server. Build is for production, testing is for testing purpose, ejecting is nothing but, so once in real time what happens is we develop application using different libraries and frameworks, not only React. Okay, so once you're done with the React part, if you want to eject from that framework or library, then you can use this script eject. Okay, and some browser dependencies we have. Okay, these are the dependencies file, you can call it as. Okay, and a simple readme.md file. So this is the folder structure we can see. Okay, majorly we can entire functionality and logics will goes inside this source folder only. Okay, right. So that's how we can create a, it is saying can't resolve app.css. So let's remove that error, save it. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's how we can create a simple React application, and that how we can cover what is React.js and what are the concepts or functionalities you should learn before starting learning React.js, and what are the different dependencies we need to install in order to create a React application. Okay, so if you like the video, hit like, and if you want more of this component, more of this concepts or videos, if you want like this, subscribe to the channel and comment on the next topic you want as a video. Okay, right. This is it, guys. Thanks for joining in, and yeah, have a good day. Take care. Bye. Thank you.